Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Talk Tech with Chidi.
And I'm Chidi. Now guys, I've got some stuff to get off my chest, okay? Now, there's been a lot of news about AI assistants and AI agents recently. If you don't know what an AI agent is, I'll put a definition in the description below. But effectively, they're basically AI assistants that can help you do things or can do things on your behalf. Now, the thing that really got my attention was very recently a ChatGPT agent was seen actually bypassing a Captcha. This is something that, is supposed to prevent bots, guys. I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer, right? But, these AI agents are now able to actually bypass that and present themselves as actual users on a website. So, the question I've got for you guys today is, are these AI assistants becoming too smart, too clever? Can we still control them? Or should we really start getting worried? So let's dive in. I mean, this story really, just sort of blew my mind because this website, guys, was actually protected by Cloudflare. If you don't know what it is, it really doesn't matter. The bottom line is that it's a website that's supposed to be secure, but somehow this ChatGPT agent was able to convince the website that, hey, I'm not a bot, I'm just Mr. Bob or Mr. Dave that's just trying to log on to this website. Of course, if you go on Reddit, you'll see other interesting stories as well about other AI assistants like Google, Alexa, all kinds of AI assistants out there. And there's definitely some nightmare stories. I saw one of a user who basically was like, I told Alexa to set me a 10 a.m. alarm or reminder. And basically Alexa did the humming sound for the next 20 minutes. But it's just hilarious and funny as hell. But the bottom line is, you need to actually be careful with the way you use these AI agents. Like, guys, at the end of the day, AI can make mistakes.
Alexa.
Hi.
Call the police.
Spotify playing Sound of the Police.
That's the sound of the police. I'm over here.
Around 46% of generated content is actually made up. So that means you pretty much can't trust half of the stuff that these AI assistants actually say. And so that really makes you start to think about things in a much more strategic way. Like, if I'm going to use an AI assistant, first off, I'm not going to let an AI agent do anything on my behalf. No browser clicking. I mean, you can, sure, write an email, but at least I'll double check it first. And guys, I'd advise you to do the same. Like, double check every output you get from AI. Fact check it, because sometimes it can just make stuff up. The thing that you have to understand about AI is when these models are trained, they're not always trained in a sense for accuracy. It's really about them being convinced about their answer. And so AI can be like, you should totally jump off this cliff. Sounds like a great idea, but please don't jump off the cliff. I mean, it's just, again, they train this to sound very, very confident of the answer and response it gives you, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's very, very accurate. And that's very, very true for a lot of generative AI models nowadays. But there's even sadder stories in this regard. There was a young teen in India who was pushed to suicide after an entwined affection with a character AI chatbot. Now, the mother is suing that company because she believes that they pushed and encouraged her child to commit suicide. So they are very real and saddening effects of using these AI agents or having some sort of emotional bond with them. So that's another thing I would say is you want to stay clear of that. Am I saying that you should become some caveman who doesn't use AI assistants, who's not tech savvy, who's not using the latest tech of this generation? No, of course, AI assistants are great and they can give you advice and they can help you do some cool things, but just be very careful in the way you use them. I still think we have a long way to go with the guardrails and the ethics we build around these AI assistants, and you definitely want to avoid depending on these things too much or having any sort of emotional connection with them, because we're still very much in the early days. There's a lot of other funny stories. Like, there's another one of a lawyer in New York who pretty much used ChatGPT to prepare his brief. I mean, come on, why did you go to law school only for you to use ChatGPT? I don't know. It just beats me. But obviously he got caught out because ChatGPT cited 5 cases that were not real. Yes, they never existed, right? So of course the judge was like, okay, case number 1, I'm gonna let it slide. Maybe I didn't read that, maybe I missed that in the Constitution when I was doing my judging exam. I don't know what judges do, but when they write their exams. But he was like, I'll let it slide. Case number 2 came in, he's like, I never heard that case. But the bottom line is, eventually he got caught out, and I think the judge's words were like, this actually was borderline nonsensical. And so it's a funny story, but it's actually true. And it's crazy. There's even more lawyer stories. I don't know what's up with the lawyers out there. If you're a lawyer in the comment, let me know if you're using ChatGPT in your workplace. Now, you shouldn't, because you would get in trouble. But it would be cool if you dropped a comment under this video and let me know if you've actually used ChatGPT in a brief. I hope not, but this is actually happening. Now, of course, these tools are great. They can transform productivity and even spark genuine ideas, but they can also spread misinformation, create emotional dependencies, and potentially override what you actually put in as your input. So at the end of the day, you want to treat them like advice, not authority. Use it, but cross-check it. So back to my original question. Are AI assistants getting way too smart and way too clever, and can we still control them? Yes, they are. They're able to do some crazy things. I'm not talking about painting walls or playing chess, but they can bypass captchas. They can build mini apps. And so it's brilliant, but they can also be reckless. So when you use them, keep your thinking cap on so that you don't get in trouble like that lawyer with that judge and do stuff that is borderline nonsensical. Well, there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Talk Tech with Chitty. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da.